Good morning, all. Today we will start with the transport layer, module 2. In the last lecture, we have studied application layer in the first module. Now we are going to see the transport layer and what are the different application, or we can say the use of transport layer in a TCP/IP model or total communication of the data. Now in the transport layer, exactly the three protocols can be used. The first is a TCP, that is a transmission control protocol. Second is a UDP, that is user datagram protocol, and third one is a SCTP. Okay, so there are three protocols can be used in a transport layer. So before that, we are going to study the properties of reliable stream delivery. Okay, so the properties of a reliable stream delivery that we are going to learn in this total slides, or you can say the lecture. So before going to the lecture, so our as usual habit. So today's thought: learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. So famous Albert Einstein. So all of you know the Einstein. So he has written very nice thought: learn from yesterday. So whatever the mistakes you have done in the yesterday, learn from them, live for today. Okay. So whatever the current situation is going on, according to you can live, hope for tomorrow. Okay. So best you can keep the best hope for tomorrow and never stop the questioning. Okay, so without questioning you will not success. Wherever is the doubt, wherever is the problem, keep asking the question. So let's go to the work now. So today in this lecture we are going to study the reliable network layer services, stream delivery, and the defined by TCP. Now in the next chapter we are going to learn the unreliable connectionless packet delivery services and defined by IP, that is nothing but the UDP or user datagram protocol. But in this lecture we are going to learn the TCP protocol. So so today the properties of reliable stream delivery. So what is mean by that? Reliable stream delivery, so means whatever data I transmitted to the another PC or remote location, at that location there should be the data should be reached perfectly. Perfectly means there should be no loss of data in between the communication. So for that purpose, what exactly the things are needed and how the exactly the protocol can be applicable. Now the need for stream delivery. So why this is a needed, this stream delivery is needed? So at the lowest level the computer communication network provides unreliable packet delivery, right? So it is very important. So in the low level computer means, suppose I am transmitting the data and my maybe the I am a sender and there is a receiver, and the receiver will receive the data or not, we don't know. So that is nothing but unreliable packet delivery. Suppose I am on a video call with one of my friend, I don't know he is receiving my video or voice or not. If he says yes, I am I can see you, or you are audible, then I can understand. But there is not such a provision that he can, or I can understand that he can receive my data or not. The packet can be lost or destroyed. Obviously, if there is not, why it is a stream delivery is needed? Because stream delivery means my stream or my data has received or not. So there will be the loss of data or destroyed packet. So when transmission error interfere with the data. Okay, so there are some errors during the transmissions. Okay, so due to that there is a loss of packets. When when network hardware fails, when network hardware fails, suppose in between the communication there is a routers or hubs or switches, might be there is some issue in between them, there is some physical link should be damaged, so can be any hardware issue. Okay, so at that time also there is a loss of packet. When network becomes too heavy loaded, right? Suppose I'm going from Pune to Mumbai and there is a lot of traffic, so maybe I will come back, or I will take another route, or I will stuck in the traffic. So there is a heavy load, there might be a delay, or there will be a loss of data, right? So that's why the stream delivery is needed. So there are few more applications, so or few more needed. So network that routes the packet dynamically can deliver them out of order, means there will be a delay or delivery them after a substantial delay, okay, or deliver duplicates, okay. So all these nothing but the packets that route to dynamically. So underlying network technologies may dictate on optimal packet size or pose other constraint needed to achieve the efficient transfer rate, right? So we have to make the the packet size of some fixed size. Means what? Suppose I am transferring the data with very big packet, so there will be the loss in between the transmission. So we can, what we can do, we can convert that packet in a small bits, okay. All at the highest level, application program often need to send a large volume of data from one computer to another, right? We have to send a large number of data or large amount of data from one place to another place. So there should be a not loss of the data. So that's why this stream delivery is needed. Unreliable connectionless delivery system for a large volume transfer becomes. Now suppose there is unreliable means we have not having the trust that the data is received or not, okay. So that is nothing but unreliable. Connectionless, so means there will be not establishment of connection first of all, okay. So like a UDP protocol, it is not established the connection, we can directly send the data, like we are making the video calls, or we can having the voice calls or telephone calls. So these are nothing but what? Unreliable or connectionless. But suppose you are transmitting some military application data, so there should be you can use the TCP protocol. That should be first establish the connection and then you can send the data. So all these things we are going to learn in the coming lectures. This is just I am giving the overviews. First we will see why the need of this stream delivery. So the tedious and annoying, obviously, suppose I am not receiving the data, or sometime my video call I am not getting the proper video of my friend in the video call, so I will get annoyed, okay. So in it requires a program to build the error detection and recovery into each application program. So obviously, so you have to build the error correction and recovery while application program, because it is difficult to design, understand, or modify software that correctly provides the reliability, right? So we have to what? We have to provide the reliability. So there have some difficult to modify the software, okay. So now, what is the goal of network protocol research has been? So what is the goal of this protocols? Why we have designed this protocol of network protocol? So to find the general purpose solution to the problem of providing reliable stream delivery, right? We have to find the solution of the problem that I have to send my stream to the other end with reliability. Reliability means that should be sent, okay, making it possible for expert to build a single instance of stream protocol software that all application program use. So single general purpose protocol isolate the application program from details of networking and makes it possible to define a uniform interface for the stream, okay. So that is also very important. For a single general purpose protocol isolate application program of the application program from the details of networking, okay. So it will be the separate application program and the networking details. So it make the possible to define a uniform interface to the stream and the transfer service. So this is what we have needed the delivery or stream delivery, okay. So that is nothing but reliable stream delivery. Now that is the important point that we are going to see here, that is properties of reliable stream delivery. So there are actually the five properties: stream orientation, virtual circuit connection, buffer transfer, unstructured stream, full duplex connection. So there are total five properties of reliable stream delivery. Might be in the exam there will be the question, write down the properties of reliable stream delivery. So these are nothing but the five properties. Now I am going to explain one by one, okay, in the coming slides. Now first we'll go for the stream orientation. So when user process the transfer data, the data as a stream of bit divide into 8-bit octets, which are called bytes, and the stream delivery service on the destination machine passes to the receivers exactly the same sequence of the octet that the sender passes to it on the source machine, right? So what is the stream orientation? Now what I can do while transferring the data, I can divide the packets or data into the small streams. That is nothing but we can say 8 bits octets. Okay, so in the 1 byte we can divide each and every data, and then I'm sending this data over the line, or you can say the physical link, and then the receiver receives that data. But now what we can happen, sometime some stream will receive later, some stream will be received earlier. So there should be a sequence, right? Suppose I'm sending my one friend, 5 friends to my friend's home, right? So first I will send 1 2 3 4 and 5, but sometime one stuck in middle somewhere, he got another friend, so he keep talking with that friend, and again so 2 reach first, or might be 5 reach first. Okay, so at the receiver, that must receiver side, there must be known that 1 is has the first, 2 has the first, so that is required the stream orientation. So what, at the destination machine passes to the receiver exactly the same sequence of octet, right? So the data should be received in a same sequence. Now next is the virtual circuit connection. So the protocol software module in the two operating system communicate by sending the message across an internet, verifying that the transfer is authorized and both the sides are ready. Okay, so transmitting the data before transmitting the data, there is a protocol softwares module. Okay, in the both the operating system, suppose senders and receiver, in the both the operating system there will be a software protocol software module that is communicating the sending the message to each other. They are communicating to each other by sending the message to each other, verifying that transfer is authorized and both the sides are ready. Okay, so this whatever I am the transferring, that is data is authorized, I am authorized person, as well as you are also ready and I am also ready. So sender and receiver both are ready to send the data. Okay, once all details have been settled, okay, the all details mean there will be the establishment of the connection between the receivers and sender. The protocol module, so here is I am, so then protocol module inform the application program that connection has been established and the data and that transfer can be begin. Okay, so after the settlement of all this, then the connection is established between the receiver and sender and receiver, and then you can send the data or you can transfer the data. Now in the third point, during the transfer, protocol software on the two machine continue to communicate to verify the data is received correctly. Okay, so that protocol software, what can it can does, when I'm sending the data and receiver receive the data, then will be a checking of the data that I am whatever the data I am received correctly or not. Okay, so and the next point, if the communication fails for any reason, okay, suppose I'm sending the data and there will be the might be there is a no data is not received at the receiver side, so there will be the connection fails. Some there, what is the reason? Because of network hardware along with the path between the machine fails. So in between, suppose my receiver and transmitter, there will be the some loss in the physical link or some connection link, so there will be the failure in the transmission of the data. So both machine detect the failure and report it to the appropriate application program. So there will be the report of both the machines, and they report the both the machine and send the appropriate application program. So this is what the virtual circuit connection means. What, they first establish the connection, then then they transfer the data to each other. Now third one is a buffered transfer. Now the protocol software is free to divide the stream into packet, obviously. So the what it can does, that divide the streams into the small packet. Now the application program generate the stream and a octet at a time. So that I already told you that data is divided into 8 bits. Okay, so 8 bit means 1 byte, that is nothing but octet. If the application program choose to generate extremely large block of data, the protocol software can choose to divide each block into smaller pieces of transmission. Okay, suppose the application program, whatever the application program of the sender, suppose he generate extremely large block of data, right? But then what the this buffer transfer does, by help of protocol software, it can divide each block into a smaller pieces, right? So it convert into small pieces and then it transmit. If those application fail, the data should be delivered. Okay, so I am in the third point. For those application where data should be delivered even though it does not fill a buffer, the stream service provide a push mechanism that application used to force a transfer. Okay, so this is nothing but what, when there should be a delivered even though it does not fill a buffer. Okay, and then in a stream service, then it provide the push mechanism. Okay, that I am going to explain you in the next in the coming next lectures. Now in the fourth point, at the sending side, a push force protocol software to transfer all the data that has been generated without waiting a file buffer, right? When it reaches the receiving side, the push cause TCP to make the data available to the application without delay. So this is how, without a delay, the data will be received at the receiver side using the push mechanism. Now next is a unconstructed stream. It is important to understand that TCP/IP stream service does not honor structured data stream. Okay, so structured means, suppose there should be not sending the data one by one. So there is unstructured stream. The application program using the stream service must understand stream content and agree on a stream format before they initiate the connections. Okay, so this is what we are sending the unstructured stream from sender to receiver, and this is have to understand the TCP/IP stream service, that it is a does not honor a structured data stream. So that is nothing but our fourth properties of the reliable stream delivery. And now the last property is the full duplex connection. The connection provided by the TCP/IP stream service allows the concurrent transfer to both directions. Such connections are called full duplex. Okay, so concurrent transfer in both directions means, so I can, sender can send the data as well as receiver can send the data to the sender, right? So in it is nothing but full duplex. So both sides can receive and both sides can send the data. So it consists of two independent streams flowing in a opposite direction with no apparent interaction. Okay, what is the meaning of this? It consists of two independent streams. Okay, so in flowing opposite direction with no apparent interaction. Suppose I am sending one stream to the receiver and receiver sending me the another stream. Okay, so there is not apparent interaction between two streams, but they can be sent in the both directions. The stream service allows an application process to terminate flow in a one direction. Okay, and the third one is while data continue to flow in the other direction, making the connection full duplex. So I hope you learn in the digital communication how there is a half duplex, full duplex. Okay, so that is nothing but full duplex means you can transfer or you can transmit and you can receive the data. Now what are the advantages? Now why we are going to learn, or what is the need that we already learned, what is the need of exactly. So what is the advantages of this stream reliable stream delivery? The advantage is that underlying protocol software can send the control information for one stream back to the source in a datagram carrying data in a opposite direction. Such a piggybacking reduce the network traffic. Okay, so this is very important application, or we can say the advantages of the stream delivery, reliable stream delivery, that is, that can reduce the network traffic. Okay, so this is how you just keep in mind there are 5 properties of reliable stream delivery and what are exactly the uses or how exactly it can be worked. Okay, so thank you very much for today's lecture. So in the next lecture we will study how exactly the TCP connection can be established and how exactly the data can be received and sent. There should be acknowledgement, when you send the data, then the receiver can receive the acknowledgement, then sender can receive the acknowledgement. So all these connection oriented TCP/IP protocol we are going to learn in the next lecture. So I think thank you for today's lecture. So this is done.